Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I've got a customer who wants to do a really nice wainscot on this pony wall right here. And he's got a really cool design and a lot of detail that's gonna go into this trim work on this wall. So the first thing I'm gonna do is measure it, figure out the layout, and then, hold on, I think he's actually, yeah, this is him. Hello? Yeah, we're about to get started. Yeah, we finished all that other trim. Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of weird. So you're not going to be able to pay us for that we already did? All right, that's fine, dude. You don't want to pay? No, that's cool. No, you don't have to pay us anything. No, I'm not even really worried about it that much. I don't really have like any bills to pay or any kids or anything like that. Oh, that sound? Oh, that's we're still working over here. We'll go ahead and clean all our tools up though. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Just kidding, guys. We're back at my house and I'm gonna take this pony wall out and the one on the other side too, because it'll just open this place up way more. And these things are super unsturdy. Look at this. I'll put this camera on a tripod. That is, and that's just like one hand. Both of them are like that. Probably maybe one or two studs throughout this whole thing, it feels like. But anyways, that's gonna come out because you get this kind of like claustrophobic feeling with these two walls right here. So if I replace this with handrails, it's gonna be a lot better. And one thing I figured out is that you can't do just one room at a time when it comes to the floor. So I went ahead and ripped all of this game room out. You can see I've got that underlayment down, and I'll show you guys the rest of this upstairs. So you got a bedroom over here, pretty good sized bedroom. This is gonna be like a gym slash playroom. So ripped all this carpet out, all the doors, all the trim, everything. Another room over here where I got my setup going on. And then another bedroom here. And then that's the office that you've been seeing me remodel in recent videos. But we ripped all this stuff out and there was a huge pile of trash. And I found this guy and he charged me like 300 bucks to take all this trash out. And me and him loaded it. And it took us about an hour to do it. But I was just so happy to see that trailer drive away with all that trash gone, and I don't have to think about it anymore. One other thing I did too was I took the basketball goal down because I'm never gonna play basketball and it just got in the way of the vehicles where we park. So I'll show you how I did that right now. All right, I gotta bring in the reinforcements. Oh, I need to do it further, right? Because it's gonna fall and hit the truck. You know what I mean?
No, it's not, because it's not gonna go anywhere until it gets to the top. And then once you get to the top, you're gonna get a little more slack.
Oh, well, I'll still do it further. I'm just trying to crank this thing out of there. That was weird. That was so like hyped up and nothing even happened.
I think it's,
What?
what was it, like duct taped in? Is that duct tape?
No, it's metal. That's like a water sealing thing.
That stinks.
Oh, it's a piece of rebar. But anyways, back in here, I've been using the 7 1/4 inch Milwaukee to make my cuts, and it has actually surprised me. I've never used it on 3/4 inch white oak, which are these boards right here that I'm using for the flooring, and it is doing amazingly. So awesome on that. Table saw is operating like a beast too. So we're good to go there. Now, one thing I did before I put this underlayment in on the subfloor was that I walked around and kind of listened for creaks, because there were some areas in this house that were pretty creaky up here, and I screwed those down with 2.5 inch spack screws. And what I ended up doing was, instead of just walking around and trying to listen for creaks, I just screwed everywhere down again, because I was like, this is the only time I'm going to have this exposed where I can do it. So I thought that was a good idea, to just go ahead and screw every subfloor to the joist and don't have to hear any creaking later on. Now, this underlayment is just 15 gauge roofer's felt, I believe is what it's called. It's just the stuff they put on roofs, and it's recommended by hardwood flooring installers. So I didn't really see the point of it, but they said that you don't want wood to wood contact, even though there's no moisture underneath on our first floor, like moisture content to worry about. I just did it because they say you don't want wood to wood contact. So trust the pros on that one. This stuff was like 18 bucks a roll. I only needed 4 rolls. Not a big expense to just lay it out, staple it down, and move on. So now we're at the flooring that I'm installing. So now we're doing the flooring, and I'm using my boss stitch nailer here, and this thing is a beast. It can shoot either cleats or staples. After doing some research, I went ahead with these right here. These are 15.5 gauge flooring staples. I have experimented with the cleats in the past, and I didn't see any problems. But again, me not doing this every day and not having the experience, I'm just trusting what people say. But this does make more sense to me to use a staple, because you're going to have a better grab and hold down with a staple versus a nail, in my opinion. So these suckers are what I'm using, and they are great at holding. And that's where we're at now. So now I'm just going to continue with this floor right here. Cut right there. So when you get to a wall that is within proximity where you can't use this anymore, for example right here, if I try to put this piece in like that, I can't get this tool in there, then I have to nail it. It's still going to be a blind nail on the tongue of the board. Still going to be a nail going this way, but I'm not going to be able to use that nail gun. So I'm going to use my 15 gauge nailer, and I'm using this gun because I've already switched over to all battery nailers, And this gun surprisingly blasts through this white oak just as good as that pneumatic gun. So the key to it though is keeping pressure on it so it doesn't pop up, and then you have like a crinkled nail or a nail that's not set all the way. At that point you would just go back and get a nail punch and a hammer and knock that nail in. But I used this to face nail this first row, which was that row right there up against this wall that we started on, and it went straight through. I think there's one nail actually that I have to set with a nail punch, but that's it. Maybe some of you are wondering why I started right here in the middle of the hallway. Well, I wanted to optimize this hallway to look super consistent. So what I did was I measured it and figured out that once I put this row in, because this is a full piece here, and the rest of these obviously are full pieces, but once I put them all in, they're going to be pretty much dead on, so I don't have to do any ripping on the table saw. So, and based on my measurements, really, I'm going to really, in all directions, I only have to rip probably maybe a 1/2 or 3/4 inch off the final boards going out to the exterior walls. So we should be good to go. But I just wanted this to be consistent. So that's why I started here, and it made sense to me as the goodest place as anywhere to start. So with that, I'll go ahead and shoot some of these with the blind nailing through that with the DeWalt nailer. And that sucker holds good. I had to do this whole row, and I'll have to do these final rows. And when I get to that final row right there, I'm not going to be able to get the nail gun back in there, but at that point I would do a face nail all the way down, and that would get covered by the base and the shoe molding, because I've already got my heart set on using a shoe molding because I like the little added effect that it has to base. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I originally bought this flooring nailer right here, this ball stitch, and it comes with this so you can, drive the nail. But this right here, if you've been following my channel, I've been talking about this mallet / hammer for years. The reason I say / hammer is because it has this hard surface right here that's really good for knocking the floor in. But even in regular finished carpentry, like when I'm knocking like little taps of panel moldings in, I've even got some videos on it. This thing has so much weight on the head of it because of this steel hammer part, but this rubber mallet is so soft that when you're like, say if I had like a wainscot or something and I'm popping like a panel molding in, because I like to get those really tight where they pop in, I can just tap it with this, and there's not a whole lot of effort because this thing has a steel head, and you just have to hold one in your hand. It's amazing. But for the flooring, it's great because you can use it to this way where it's softer, and then hit it harder too when you really want to drive it. So this thing right here, it's gotten more use on finished carpentry than floors. This one right here that I possess. So that right there is what the blind nail ends up looking like from the nail gun. And you can see the other one right there. And then the staple looks like that right there. All right, so that's pretty much what we're doing at this point. We're gonna use this product to seal the floors, but not really sure what stain color we're gonna use yet because we need to buy some samples and lay them out on here, stain the floor, and then sand it off, see which one that we really like. But this is Duraseal DuraClear. It's water-based, as it says real big right there. It's a commercial wood floor finish, and I like satin things. I don't like anything that's glossy, even when it comes to trim. I think the only paint that I like that is glossy is automotive paint. Any paint that's inside the home, I just don't like it when it's really shiny, especially when it picks up a lot of reflections. Trim work really looks like plastic to me when it's like gloss, and that is not appealing to me personally. So same thing with the floor. Satin is a real dull finish, has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it's not absolutely flat, but this is going to be durable. We were originally going to go with AFM Safe Coat, if you remember from a couple videos ago. I was mentioning that, but it's just tried it on a sample. It looked really good, but for as rugged as these floors are and how much sanding we're going to have to do, we just kind of need a surface finish on top of the penetrating finish, and it'll be more durable in the long run. So anyways, I guess that's going to be it for this video. That's kind of where we're at. I'm going to be doing these floors for a while. So we got 1,500 square feet up here, and yeah, we got a lot more to do. I got pretty much the hallway done today. But thanks for hanging out with me on this video and seeing the progress as this guy who bought a house and tries to work on it on the weekends makes. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.